Hello, my friend. Have you ever stopped to imagine what it would be like to live in a place where the rule is to have two wives? It might seem like a distant idea, but in some parts of the world, this is reality. Get ready to dive into a fascinating universe, filled with traditions, cultures, and laws that challenge everything you know. It's time to embark on this surprising journey and uncover the country that requires marrying two women. Hold on tight because this trip is about to be intense and full of twists. In many parts of the world, relationships involving more than one person are viewed with suspicion and are even considered illegal. This can bring a host of issues, both social and legal, depending on where you live. Marriage is traditionally seen as the union of two people, and infidelity is harshly punished in most cultures. However, in some regions of Latin America, while infidelity may not receive significant punishment, it often leads to separations. Surprisingly, there are countries where the law compels citizens to marry or form families for reasons ranging from government benefits to population growth needs. Imagine discovering that there are rules that not only allow but require a man to have more than one wife, with all of them living under the same roof. This video will explore these regulations, which many find controversial, but others embrace as part of their traditions. Get ready to understand how these rules vary from nation to nation. We will delve into places where having more than one partner is not only legal, but, in some cases, mandatory upon reaching a certain age. Today, we'll uncover several countries where polygamy is a common practice, justified by the desire to expand the population. I invite you to discover the laws underpinning these practices and the reasons that keep them alive. Let's begin with Sudan, where marrying multiple wives is not only accepted but encouraged. In 2001, then-President Omar Hassan urged citizens to increase the population to preserve their traditions and customs. To achieve this, a law was enacted that allows men to have multiple wives, focusing solely on procreation and increasing the birth rate. In this vast African nation with immense potential for growth, the practice is surrounded by controversy. Only men have the right to file for divorce, a privilege denied to women. Women must strictly adhere to these norms. Otherwise, they are labeled as traitors and face severe punishments. Now, let's turn to Saudi Arabia. In this country, the land of the Prophet Muhammad and a cornerstone of the Muslim world, Islamic teachings are followed rigorously. The Quran, the holy book, permits men to marry multiple women, allowing up to 4 wives, provided all are treated fairly, as instructed by the scriptures. Polygamy is accepted, but it comes with the condition that each wife's needs and desires are met. However, this practice does not apply to everyone in Saudi Arabia, especially due to its high costs. It is common for some men to have 3 or 4 wives, but this tradition requires that the husband be able to financially support and care for each one. Without sufficient resources or financial stability, the idea of having more than one wife becomes unfeasible. It is essential to ensure the well-being of all wives. Finally, let's explore Tanzania. Located in East Africa, Tanzania is renowned for its extraordinary biodiversity, featuring the continent's highest peak, Mount Kilimanjaro, and proximity to Lakes Victoria, Tanganyika, and Malawi. This country is a wildlife sanctuary, home to the famous Serengeti National Park and the Ngorongoro Crater, both top safari destinations. In Tanzania, where a predominantly rural population often resides in self-built homes, marriage registration is mandatory during this process, even for polygamous unions. However, the authenticity of these declarations is often questioned, as some individuals provide false information about their marital status to avoid the fee associated with obtaining a second license. Before I continue, subscribe to the channel now. Don't miss the chance to explore incredible stories and fascinating cultures with us. By subscribing, you become part of a community passionate about knowledge. Each video brings new discoveries that will amaze you. Click the subscribe button and join us on this journey. In the vast and colorful Ethiopia. Where traditions dance under the radiant sun, polygamy still exists, even though the law says otherwise. Amid this reality, about 5% of married men still live with more than one wife, particularly in Muslim and pagan communities. Recently, one man's story captured everyone's attention. He shares his life with 2 wives and is the father of 78 children. Listening to his narrative, it becomes clear that behind this staggering number lies a human being grappling with the consequences of his choices. He confessed to lacking the knowledge necessary to plan his family, turning his home into a vast but challenging field of love and responsibilities. The life of Tun Noor reflects the hardships faced by many families. They survive on humble banana roots, food that barely sustains so many lives. It's moving to imagine Tun's courage as he, despite the adversities, dedicates himself to caring for everyone, striving with love to build a better future for his daughters. Bearing the weight of need on his shoulders, he does the unimaginable. He seeks husbands who can offer security and a home for his children. In every gesture, there is hope shining like a star in the darkness. Tun Noor's story is not just that of one man, but of a struggle for survival and dignity in a world that often seems cruel. It serves as a reminder that even in the most challenging circumstances, love and determination can flourish. In Ethiopia, life is drawn with lines of resilience, where every family is a living poem filled with chapters of challenges and hopes intertwined in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. In Morocco, the tradition allowing Muslim men to marry up to 4 wives remains a reality. However, a new law requires that any polygamous marriage receive the approval of a judge and that the man's previous wives agree to it. A striking historical fact is that of a Moroccan sultan who lived between 1672 and 1727. He became renowned for fathering an astounding 888 children, 548 sons, and 340 daughters, from his marriage to 500 wives. This sultan, who ruled tyrannically for 20 years, was infamous for causing the deaths of 30,000 of his subjects due to various acts of disobedience. Eswatini, between traditions and challenges. In the heart of southern Africa lies a small country called Eswatini, where approximately 1.3 million souls share the same destiny. One intriguing fact about this place is that women outnumber men. This nuanced reality led the king to adopt an unusual rule. Men are required to have more than one wife. The idea behind this is to ensure that every woman has the opportunity to find a partner since monogamy has been banned. The government didn't stop at just establishing this rule. It committed to funding weddings and even offering housing to those who comply with the directive. However, life under these norms is far from simple. Those who dare to defy this law face severe consequences, which can include life imprisonment. This affects not only men reluctant to share their lives with multiple wives, but also women who reject the idea of sharing their husbands. The consequences of this legislation provide fertile ground for heated debates, as many see marriage as a sacred union between 2 people where love and loyalty should flourish. Yet, in a world where polygamy is imposed for cultural or demographic reasons, individuals face challenges that often defy understanding. Every nation has its own justifications for adopting such practices, and we want to know your opinion. What do you think about these laws? Are they fair or necessary? We are eager to hear your thoughts and comments, as they help us better understand the different realities of the world. And with that, we reach the end of today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications to stay updated with all the content we have prepared. This journey of exploring traditions and laws around the globe reveals a fascinating mosaic of cultures, many of which remain unknown to us. We hope to see you in our next edition. See you soon.